Still doing laundry, so this will be an hour now for the drive. I've been like, it's been a couple of days, yeah. You just because I can only do it at night, so you just go and then you just say I'll do it tomorrow, and it's going to be a whole nother thing. So finally, um, I've had changes of clothes. It's been a couple of days, and you just go, I got to just wash these clothes and start over again. Stop! I don't know what you want. Um, anyways, he has someone that takes him out and walks him. That's who came to the door. Yeah, there's been a little bit of an issue with him going on the floor and stuff. It's just, anyways, some dogs are just not, with it. He's probably actually wants something to eat. Yeah, I don't do that. No. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I got nothing for you. Yeah, because she's been out all day. We left here at like 6:30 in the morning because she had two doctor's appointments. So he wasn't here when she was here for a while this afternoon. So anyway, she's busy in the thing where the laundry room is. They're still decorating for their party. So anyways, um, right. So when all of that science was presented to people, mostly on Facebook because it's easier to do it. Just pages and pages, and there's a lot more. Believe me, there's a lot more, and I'm sure a lot more coming. It takes a while for people to stop running away and denying and blocking me, and I'm sure others. I was told literal doctors were banned on Twitter and stuff. Okay. So, right, the truth must be told. We explained to you what God told us about the vaccines. Okay, so now the Centers for Disease Control is explaining it to you because the people that are running your government can't take it anymore. Okay, they can't take it anymore. No one is supposed to be hiding all of that information from the public. Okay, no one's gonna go out and harm people that give out vaccines. Right. You got to stop it. It's almighty. And then obviously, if you stop making threats of people, don't do it. But I mean, obviously, why didn't they tell you? It's shocking to me that people are still getting vaccines. Some people would say, why aren't you reading the Holy Bible? Why didn't you listen to all these prophets sent out to explain it to you? Right. You just go, anyways, they're going over hepatitis B. It's all of the vaccines, all of them. So, um, I would just be prepared. Eventually, there's not going to be any more vaccines for anything, and you need to come out of it like that's actually protecting you from sickness when it causes sickness. So, for me personally, so what I said that God was telling me is actual scientific fact. Thank you. Because some people are not reading what I wrote 12 years ago. First of all, I just met this person, Brian Buchanan, in 2023, and I don't think unless a doctor just goes, dude, really, someone has to tell you, like, you have to have something wrong with your brain beyond this brain injury, right? You just go, it's pages upon pages upon pages of science on the other Facebook. Is that the original Facebook I had? I don't even think that's the original Facebook I had. And yeah, there's a lot of typing, and you wouldn't believe the stuff that went on in terms of denial, why people don't know stuff. Number one, you yourselves block me, and you deny it too. Just know that. Okay, been doing this for 15 years. Number two, it's denial. Because why would you have a need to block me? Why would that take place at all when it's helpful information? It's not my fault that you used a governmental agency to take my children in my house. Okay? And then just made it worse and worse and worse as the years went on. You need to deal with that within yourself. Okay? You didn't correct her wrong when you still had time to. Like here I am sitting here today and no social security and no housing. You were told just two simple, even it went down to one simple thing of who social security wouldn't do. Anyways, it's for your well-being. So here we go with bloop bloop bloop. Woman's not crazy again. Most specifically, that vaccine, leukemia. The doctors can explain it more about other illnesses from that particular vaccine, the Hep B vaccine, leukemia. So, uh, if you were born after 1980, you might have not have known that we weren't given that vaccine. I've never had a Hep B vaccine. I have no idea if Barbara Kent has had one. Okay. And probably there's different types of leukemia, and you can get leukemia in different ways. There's certain ones that are retroviruses. I just looked at the retrovirus Wikipedia. Okay. So, Almighty God explained how those viruses came from vaccines. I've tried to explain to people, and I'm sure they didn't look it up after I talked to them. All of the hepatitis um, vaccine, illnesses come from a dirty vaccine. It's in the Wikipedia. That is the origin of hepatitis A, B, and C is from a dirty vaccine. In case you didn't know that. Right. You don't have to get a vaccine to get hepatitis now, just like you don't have to get an anthrax vaccine to get HIV. So, went over HIV repeatedly over and over and over and over. Anthrax vaccine. And then most likely they tried to treat it with Cipro, is it? Or erythromycin. It was some. What was the one? Was it the premature babies to ask about the erythromycin? Okay. It might have been the premature breakage of the waters. Is that what it was? Premature breakage of the waters. Was it combined with the Hep B vaccine? Okay. And maybe erythromycin. Was that what I asked? I ask questions and then people research it and find out for me because I'm not allowed access to that stuff. I'm not a doctor. Um, anyway, back to HIV. So, right, what happened is it mutated from probably the interaction with an antibiotic and made that thing. And yeah, not good. Okay. Most of the illnesses, um, it's kind of easier to, as God helps you figure out which one is which vaccine because it causes some of the same symptoms from what the illness is it was supposed to protect you from. Okay, we went over, is it MS is probably the measles vaccine? Is it measles? Okay. And then the important thing about that one I remember is, isn't it only 30%? It's a certain percentage of people that have a bad reaction, that have complications for measles, as opposed to people that have complications, reactions to the vaccine. And that's not even admitting that it's causing MS. It's sort of like not understanding prions. You can't cook them out. They went over that with mad cow, so you know that's a thing in science where you can't cook something out. When Almighty God says, "Do not consume pork," it's not about the worms. He would have said, "Cook it all the way like the beef." The communicable, what is it called? The communicable. Barbara Kent used to say it all the time. council, the communicable council. Maybe when people were starving, Barbara, and that's all they had was pork. Or when people are trying to starve you and then they'll feed you pork on purpose because they think it's going to make you sick. Or less people are eating it. Okay. Otherwise, when you have the opportunity, don't eat it. Okay. Because it's got the prions in it. And don't eat the entails. If you don't know what that means, it means don't eat the spinal column and the internal organs. Also, you're supposed to throw the fat in the fire, but I mean, that's a little bit different than getting prions in your head and going mad. Yeah, that's just basic health. Sin means sickness. You die because you have sin. It's not a moral. The tattooing and the piercing, because you don't know what causes illness. Okay. Also, obviously, you could see some of it goes down a way road into uh, mutilation, body mutilation, and then you tell people they're all weirdos when you're covered in tattoos from cutting. Right. So it's, um, but I like this new stuff about the vaccines because it helps me, and then that helps me do my job that I like. So I do. I like it when people they don't have to believe in God because of me because God reveals Himself to everybody. But some people do say that to me, which is very nice. Like, so it becomes sort of over time, um, really kind of the only, for lack of something to do, my own mental health because of what I've been through and sort of how I live, and then this other bombardment with Brian. Um, it, I obviously care about other members of my species. Um, I do sort of like feel sorry for other species that are frightened and they're good Christians and stuff like that. I don't like any of that going on. Some people are just straight out bastards, but they will be kept calm. They will be contained by the Almighty. So, um, right. So we know you don't like your binders. Okay. You don't like it when people reveal your inner thoughts. You don't like that either. All you have to do, in a sense, is don't mess with me, and then I don't have to do it. Uh, oh yeah. No, I don't have it anymore. Come on, 7:30. I guess I'm having a Joe. So I got to get back on track tomorrow. I think I'm actually going to take my walk and then shower and change my clothes, and because I want to wash my hair and stuff, and I smoke, so I mean, it's going to take a while for my hair to dry. I did it the other day. I've been showering, changing my clothes, like I said, just I noticed today that Faulkner Hospital is part of Brigham and Women's, or Brigham's Mass General or something. Is that new? They might have had to take it over after 2023. Yeah, now they're going to take over a mental ward. What's he called? The mental hospital. I'm at the mental hospital. I think it's called the psych ward. Yeah, I'm at the mental hospital. I think it's called the psych ward. In 2023, I think that cop used to put him in jail for 3 days over and over again. The cops can do it. Yeah, you go. You might have to start doing that again and then directing them to a shelter or warming center. right? Because just that is not going to help anyone get housing. So far, all we're getting is they're putting people in halfway houses again. Even a married man, I know you just go, and then his wife dies out in the freezing cold. Okay, right, get it? If he gets subsidized housing, I get the rest of his income. It's a power of attorney. The last thing a drug addict needs is Social Security income. And it doesn't matter how many times you tell Brian something too. And I mentioned it in the text, and I don't know if he had already got rid of his phone. You go, I don't know how many times I have to tell you, Brian, you're never gonna get it. You're really never gonna get it. Just when you take off like that, these people are gonna make sure that you can't talk to me. They're gonna, you didn't notice what happened at the Social Security hearing? Why is my phone being destroyed right now? My phone wasn't doing that when you were with me. I know what happens every time I end up what they think is a tower. They slowly start destroying all my devices and stuff. It's a complete and total madness. Oh, yeah. Like they're doing a lockdown. They're doing a lockdown. No more communicating and all this. You go, what the fuck? You do think, if you're the people doing this shit and you're listening, you do things you're not conscious of that you're doing because your brain is dying. They're animal behaviors. Do you think primates have a lot of brain thought going on? They can't even talk. They don't do sign language. They don't talk. They don't even go like this to each other. Let's go. They're not planned behaviors like blocking and tipping over and covering everything. You, I would assume you catch yourself doing it after because people explain to you the symptoms and you catch yourself doing it. That's what I would assume happens. And then you go, oh God, and that helps you not do it. Barbara Kent wouldn't hear any of it. She wouldn't go to doctors. She's right about everything and she screams at you. It's sort of like Brian Buchanan. Yeah. He didn't do it to drink, but yet he drank when he did it. No. Oh, what I was talking about is I already told him a million times you can't get a Social Security lawyer if you're not sober. I had you sober for 5 months. You only had to be sober for 90 days for them to take your case. And I was just in the midst of getting ready to do that. Lindsay from Social Security calls Mary on Mary's phone about Brian's case. Get it, mental hospital? Oh, yeah, that would be fucking wonderful. That would be fantastic. Please, God. Lindsay, please, God. Oh, yeah, just any other person tries to apply for Social Security for Brian Buchanan, you go, no. Oh, yeah. No. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. We talked to Mary Buchanan. Who are you? For what? What's he getting it for? What's he getting Social Security for? What would he possibly apply for? Why can't he work? We talked to Mary Buchanan. We don't talk to Marie. What's her last name? It's not Buchanan, so she tells you that it's not. We talk to Mary, not Marie. We don't talk to Denise. We don't talk to Stephen. We don't talk to some social worker from the mental hospital or anywhere else. We talk to Mary Cannon. Did you not know he already had a pending Social Security case? I don't know. This is one thing that's wild too, is they changed both of our case managers at TTA. Why? Because I can't sit up in a fucking chair all night. So now I'm a Boston resident. I cannot fucking make this shit up. People are so criminally insane. I can't sit up in a chair all night because of my medical condition. So now I'm a Boston fucking resident. So I'm not on priority housing for Dedham or Quincy now. I'm a fucking Boston resident. What did I just apply for fucking housing? I just I cannot make this fucking shit up. I have a mailing address. That's the only place in the state of Massachusetts a fucking homeless person can get mail without paying for a P.O. box, you piles of fucking shit. Not I'm a Boston resident. Cambridge isn't even fucking Boston. So yeah, the vaccines. Sort of like I was in Florida and I was flown up here at a one-way fucking plane ticket. And then all of a sudden, I actually got a jury summon. When the fuck did I become a resident of Dedham, Massachusetts? Now I'm not a resident. You called me for fucking jury duty when I didn't even forward mail or anything there, and now I'm not a Dedham resident? How was I fucking jury duty in Dedham, Massachusetts then? Fuck you. Enjoy your ionizing radiation. That's when I just get tired of you fucking people because you're so brain sick. How am I a Boston fucking resident, champ? I'm not. I don't even sleep out there. I've never stayed ever in a shelter in Boston. Cambridge is not fucking Boston. You were told I was in a warming center in fucking Cambridge because I can't sit up in a fucking chair all night. I grew up in the town of Dedham. Okay? When did I leave Dedham? In fucking 1994 when I got married? How was I called to jury duty in the town of Dedham if I wasn't a fucking resident there? But I don't get priority. I don't care about your fucking list. It's for real. I don't care about your fucking list. I really don't. I would contest that no one on fucking earth has been on a housing list longer than I have, except for maybe that guy Daniel. I don't know when he. I think he said he's been homeless for like 15 years. No, it was more longer than me. Right. I don't know if he has a reason he can't get into public housing. I'm not sure. You shouldn't judge. I mean, look at me. What the fuck is the reason I'm still homeless? There's someone on a waiting list before me, other than this fucking Daniel guy. Is he from Dedham? So he wouldn't be priority in the town of fucking Dedham now, would he? Just so people know, because someone said, are they Foxborough residents, these people? They're not. They lied to you. They lied to you. They told you in those lotteries that the people that are residents of that town get priority. They're fucking lying. No, they don't. Okay? They force you out of your fucking housing into some disgusting city filled with disgusting fucking maggots, right? Then they tell you that that's your residency. I don't know how they're giving the housing out. I don't. I wouldn't say that it's even the people that work in each housing authority. I'm not saying it's them. I have no idea who the fuck is doing it. They may be ordered to just, they may be told a fucking person. Eventually, someone's going to find out who's doing it, right? Who determines who's getting put in housing like that? Because there's a lot of fucking lies going on. And not everybody, but there's a lot of people that have been paying attention to this the last couple of years because they want to know what's going on. First of all, I explained to you that they're lying to you about the homeless in the first place. Okay. I don't know what this bullshit is about illegals. I think they're talking about, I don't know if they're talking about people with money or something. I have an income now. How would we live at this point? Okay, I don't know if they're talking about, um, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about putting illegals in hotels. I don't know what that is. It sounds like it's coming from the shelters or something, and they're all demented. I don't know of any illegal aliens. And I'm homeless myself. You go, where are all these illegal aliens they're talking about that they're taking up the shelters and the hotels and that they're housing? Are they going straight into housing? Then that answers your question. I don't know about this business with hotels. I don't know. I know Father Bill's place was using a hotel for a while. I don't remember any fucking illegal aliens being there. Like non-US citizens. They hold US citizens hostage on purpose. I don't know if it non-US citizens that they're doing that with. I really don't. Illegals is like people that aren't following the law. That's an illegal to me. Um, I get it, but it might be time to stop saying that because, yeah, people are getting that emergency. If you're disabled, you are. They were supposed to approve every stipend. Then we agreed on a DTA card because we thought we were going to get housing. Is that too much to ask for? And they still take 30% of it. I know you go, that's really too much to ask for? That disabled people just, I know you go, what the? I told you what happened too. You could have two disabled people marry, okay? They refuse to give us Social Security. And then if we're living together, they cut our income even lower. Right? Because if each person's getting 440, if you're living together, it goes down to six something. I kid you not. And I don't know at what point the housing people go, oh, it's 30% of what? Is it 30% of what we actually have or what we had when we filled out the application? No one knows anything about how to do anything. Yeah. Oh, I will say this, don't try to hide money from housing. Yeah. All due respect, but I don't know why anybody would try to do that, but don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. I don't know. Yeah, I remember when I applied for Social Security and it's like a whole list of shit they ask you. And she goes, I know what the answer is going to be, but I have to ask you. And then she said, um, just know this. And I think it's because she knows who she's talking to. That one, I think she seemed sane. But apparently she doesn't make decisions about whether I get approved. Right. Um, she says we know everything. We know all the money that people have, right? We know all the money that people have, but we still ask them to see if they lie. Yeah. They know all the money that people have, right? Sometimes people will ask you questions when they already know the answer, like you're in court, right? Did you call his next of kin? Or what's going on with the man's spouse? Is that what his family did? Is that why they didn't come back? Yeah, they might have went because he's unconscious. He didn't see them. Okay, I think he spoke with his mother on the phone and then eventually his brother, but I was told he never saw them, that he was unconscious at the time, and he was told they were there. I was told by the nurse that as soon as he woke up, he said to where's his wife and to call his wife. That's what he said as soon as he woke up in June. Right, the nurse went out of her way to make sure I knew because clearly this is a wicked bad situation. So we don't have that going on at the mental hospital. So the mental hospital is really bad. I explained why I don't want to tell you which one it is until I know he's out of there. Because he has insane druggie friends. It's not my job to help druggies find Brian Buchanan. He does that on his Facebook page because they've done it. They go into Gavin. You can't put yourself in a mental hospital in case you didn't know that. You have to go to the emergency room and then they decide where you're going. I don't know if Riverside still does it. It used to be something called Riverside. 20 more minutes. Ooh, a couple cigarettes. Um, yeah, that's the other thing too. I mean, I shouldn't, I mean, yeah, I don't really want to get into it in terms of that, but like if someone you know is in a place, maybe not say where it is, so you know they're out of their clutches, but they might be doing a battle war right now. And of course they're gonna pretend that they don't know anything about me, they don't watch YouTube, they don't look at Facebook or Twitter, sure. Which makes them even more scarier. Let's see. Uh, what's your name? Brian Buchanan. Are you married? What's your wife's name? Cut me a fucking break is what my wife's name is. That's my wife's name. That's what I would say if he was a man in that situation. Cut me a fucking break. It's right on fucking Facebook, isn't it? Am I not a friend on there? Yeah, I think I'm not a friend on there. Right, so it doesn't even say what my fucking name is. What's your wife's name? Cut me a fucking break. You don't know what her name is. He has no brain in his fucking head. That's how I know that. He would go, "What's her name? Why was her fucking phone shut off during her Social Security hearing?" Everyone, except him, everyone goes, "What the fuck?" What's my fucking wife's name? That's what a man would say. I doubt he knows anything about the vaccine information. Okay, so isn't that what that woman said like 12 years ago? Are you gonna give her fucking housing and Social Security yet? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Oh, that's her.